Hi there. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. Pretty unusual timing for a live stream on this channel. As I was just about to say, I was actually doing my introduction. I forgot to hit the go live button. You can see how smart I am. So yeah, pretty unusual as I just said to myself or to my wife, who is still around. Since I usually host live stream on it's rare on the weekdays to be honest, and but let's try something different. I usually host those live streams on Saturday, 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern time, just to give them more chance to my European VC friends and followers to have a chance to follow the live while it is actually streamed live. So yeah, let's try something different. Tomorrow is Canada Day, so we do have some day off. So maybe I will have more Canadian VC friends maybe around who are, I expect, safe and sound in whatever you guys are in your basement, in your kitchen, in your car, or in your living room. With air conditioning, since it's staying hot. Where nothing to compare with what France, where Europe came through last week, was pretty much horrible. And I talked to you guys a lot through the apps, through Messenger, through WhatsApp, for instance. And I was told, I heard, was pretty much was really hot, in Paris, in France last week. So and I was told second heat wave is on its way for a second for next week. So hanging there. Since today it's actually also a little bit hot. It's pretty hot, like in humid over here in summertime, like sticky and sweaty during it's mainly July and August, and after September it's okay. But yeah, those 2 months of summer, it's usually yeah. But as I said, nothing to compare with what Europe came through last week. So I'm just trying something different. Welcome to the people. I already saw 2 people in the peanut gallery. And just for my information, whenever I say peanut gallery, there is no sarcasm, no. It's with respect. I think this expression, and I don't master all the expression in English, so I apologize in advance. But whenever I use the word peanut gallery, it's not like with snobism, It's with all the respect due to my followers. Thank you for those who went to check my my latest video, which was pretty much unusual, as I was talking about my own experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing people jumping on a pretty strange thread I came up with. It takes a little bit of maybe imagination or preparation, definitely. So what is today's topic? It's almost June is almost done, so it's almost half of the year. I haven't been that present, that active on my channel, and once again I do apologize for not being as supportive as I used to be in the past. But lots of change, as I already told, if you've been following the channel. And thank you for those who are really like such a loyal audience. I do have people, they do comment on my video, even when I don't publish anything for weeks. They are still there. They still, hey, nice to see you, FBA. So it's really much appreciated. So yeah, for those who doesn't know, I moved from 4 months ago. Yeah, as time flies, it's incredible. From Toronto, from Montreal, sorry, to Toronto. So now I'm in an Ontarian guy, according to my driving license card, I guess. And lots of change on the go. I don't have lots of time in my hand, sorry. So I try my best to catch up with you guys' videos. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you next month. Actually, in 3 weeks from now, MGK's party. I will be there. Not the entire 4 days of adventure event. Won't be possible, but I will be there on the Saturday afternoon. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with some of you guys who will take the trip to Buffalo this year. And yeah, I'm really, as I said, I'm not really active. Lots of changes, as I say, the new job, new place. Which is for me impossible to publish every week a video for the time. Now I have more time in my hands, and I'm trying to make the most out of it, since mainly during the weekend I do have the chance to go there, to sorry, to visit the local store. Sorry about that. I had what we would say in French. I had we said a frog in the house, or a cat. I don't remember. In French, we say I have a cat yeah, stuck here. So it's that's the French expression. I think in English we say we have a frog stuck in there. Now it's gone. So yeah, I'm just trying to visit the local stores in Toronto. Some of them I'm already familiar with, since if you've been following this channel, you probably know that I already, in the past, when I was living in Montreal, in Quebec, I already had several chances to travel to Toronto for the previous company I used to work for or work at. We had, or they still have some a client base here in Toronto, and so which gives me lots of opportunity to travel to see them, to visit them. And I always try, to have one day off, where I could stay in Toronto, meet up with Brian, for instance, and go to those fantastic places that I'm now calling my home, which is pretty amazing. To think about the record like Rotate This are my local store. It's pretty amazing. It was always a fantastic place, and don't get me wrong, Montreal is a great city, great diversity, culturally is amazing. And as a French person myself, I was really enjoying those 4 years where I wasn't the goal, to find French stuff in Montreal, but there are lots of French stuff, French from France, but lots of Quebecois, local French Canadian stuff as well. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed living there, going to festival. I was volunteering for some of the festival, discovering this local scene. But I always have a soft spot for Toronto. I have to admit. I always had, as a prog nerd myself, I was already happy to stumble upon some of the post-punk UK pressing. It's not rare to stumble upon a true UK pressing, like for a good price, and for instance, those stuff like that, which I'm now rediscovering. John Fox. I totally overlooked early Ultravox when he was in charge, and that's really nice. So I already have a soft spot for those places. I think Sonic Boom, he's the largest store I have ever been to, and I know Amoeba is probably more bigger, but I never had a chance to travel to California so far, and I never been to Japan. So maybe one day we'll see. So yeah, Toronto, great place, and I didn't move to Toronto for that purpose. But when I had the chance, I had this job opportunity, I was like, hey, that's nice. I will be a little bit closer to my favorite places when it comes to record digging in Canada. And we are not far from the U.S. as well. So Buffalo is not Niagara Falls. It's less than 1.5 hours when everything goes according to plan, which is also interesting. They have fairly decent store there. Revolver Records is a place I ever been in the past. So yeah, I'm just having now more time to go there. I like to give a shout out to the place called PCV Records. They are not in downtown Toronto. They are a little bit on the outskirts, on the actually on the lake shore, on the west, in the West GTA, as we say it now. I have to speak like a local, which is a great place, well curated store. And I have to say, I find, or I realize there is a difference between what we can find in such a busy area like Rotatis, which is in the Trinity Bellwood, or Trinity Bellwood. I think that's the name of this park, where playground where children plays, and you have live music. People like just laying on the ground on the weekend. Anyway, really nice neighborhood, and it's really interesting to spot those difference. When you go to a place like Rotatis, for instance, they always have crazy collection, and they don't sell on Discogs, so you really have to go there to find your happiness. And yeah, they always have African dub, Eastern Europe stuff, crazy stuff. And I have to admit, it's not this kind of stuff you could find when you go to the places in the outskirts of Toronto, like PCU Records, a little bit more traditional, more classic rock. But sometimes you find some post punk or folk, which is worth a detour, as I like to say. So yeah, just trying to catch up with some of the comments. We already have 6 people in the chat, so welcome everyone. Willkommen. I know I have some German. Hey, Cruel 80. Cruel 80, and not think I. Oh, I think you're Christopher. I think you changed your nickname, probably. Bonsoir. Yeah. It's nothing about soccer or football, as they say in Europe, but I'm wearing this jersey. Yeah. I went to see the game earlier on in a pub, in an Irish, which is not an Irish pub. I think every Irish person would laugh, because it's more like typical sports bar, restaurant, or whatever. But it's nice, it's a really good mood. People came down to with their family, to celebrate, to watch the game, to have a beer or two, and to share some food together. And I went in that place. It's very close to where I live, actually. And yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I met up with another French dude who's been living here for 6 years. So yeah, great minds alike, I guess. And it was really nice. So so sorry for the Swedish people. Really sorry, but I have the feeling that I won't talk about the World Cup. Instead, you want me to, but I have the feeling that those European nations teams are not weak, but I don't know this year. Let's see. France were too good. Yeah. It's yeah. Let's see how they play. They play Paraguay, I think. Next up is Paraguay. Good question. Invisible City Records. I've been once there, and I think we went there with Brian. I'm not even sure. When I will have to ask that question, because we went so many stores. As I said, we already did host some VC meetup in Toronto. We had the pleasure to welcome Ben Rankings, who is now in Japan. I think he's now in Japan, and he once came to Toronto 2 years ago. Yeah. And I think we went to a couple of places, and I think Invisible City Records, I think one was one of those. Yeah. Is that the store on the opposite of Sonic Boom? You have to climb down a couple of stairs, and you have a small store. Is that the one? If so, I think we went there a couple of times even. Yeah, if my memory don't play around with me. Yeah. Cruel. Okay, that's nice. Okay, yeah. Sorry if I if you want to forget about, probably. I used to talk to a person with Christopher, but it's maybe another person. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, that's that's the one. Yeah, like this place. like this place. They have great stuff. Its condition is not always it's not always okay, but price are really good. And I think they have an electro funk disco really good section, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, really like. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to embarrass you, because sometimes people wanted to, to change my. It's funny because if I were to start now a channel, I wouldn't call it French Vinyl Addict. It's such a silly name when you think about that. We often have a private joke with Sandy and Fred about that, but it's okay. We like the good old rhetoric, sarcasm. When we French dude, we talk. We often like to we have some private jokes. So yeah, six people in the chat. So yeah, let's maybe talk about that, because Toronto, I think it's really, yeah, it's really interesting, because it's large, it's larger, it's bigger than Montreal, no question about that. And what we find here, or we can find, is really different from places like Au 33 for instance, that is the biggest store in Montreal. And for and about the reasons behind that, it makes so much sense. It's Montreal is a French-speaking part, is and it's funny because it's also let's say it is a little bit the result of the post-colonialism. In Montreal, you see lots of immigration from France, myself. Lots of people from Haiti. They we speak Creole, which is a sort of broken French. Latin American people, and people from Belgium, from North Africa, which, because French is their second language, many of those. So it doesn't come by accident that those in Montreal you see this result of, let's say, post-colonialism. And here is the same, but it's only a different perspective in Toronto, and this English-speaking part. French community is not that huge, really. And what you can find in the bins, hey, Emma Mbappe, yeah, great game, yeah. For those who doesn't know, Mbappe, that's the French striker. Yeah, he's the man. He's really the man. We not the greatest player ever, but yeah, we are really lucky to have people like Mbappe playing for France. So yeah, Toronto, as I said, different culture, different local culture. So what you find is different, yeah, from which is quite interesting, because let's face it, when you this is what North American people like so much about Europe. When they travel to Europe, they are really happy to say, hey, you just drive 50 miles, and suddenly it's another language, it's another feeling, it's another culture, maybe it's another language. And it's not the same in North America. Let's face it. But we have other advantages over here, I guess. I'm pretty sure we do have. But it's nice when you travel to Canada, when you have those cities. When you try to cover those cities, you try to go to Niagara Falls, to stop by Toronto for a couple of days, and after, if you in your schedule you aim to go to Montreal, it's really nice, because it's another. And in Quebec City, that's another not level. You really you have this chance to stumble upon different things, different stuff. You can really adapt your want list, I guess. And this is pretty much what I like to do. If you've been following me this channel, you know how I like to adapt my want list. I don't have and when I say that, I never carry a proper want list or wish list, or some people. It's funny. Last time I went to this record show in Montreal, some guy literally just pull up a piece of paper and hand it over and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. I never do that. I'm just trying to scan. Okay, what could I find here? But I adapt, the situation whenever I go back to see my family and friends to France, whenever I go back to see some friends in Germany. I used to go to the UK. I'm expecting to find certain stuff there. And this is what I so much like you guys video back from vacation, usually by the end of summer, when you guys went abroad overseas and you are coming back within your luggage some of the stuff you could fetch there, whenever you guys went to Italy, or whatever, Thailand, Australia, Japan. It's really interesting to see what did you find there, what is the stuff you bought. So yeah, it's really interesting. uh Sorry about that, just trying to catch up with the comment. Yep. Reggae, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is a huge Caribbean community, I guess, and I'm after reggae as well. But I think the most sought after records are in Japan. I think the Digger they already taken away everything from Jamaica and from yeah. But you're right, and it's funny you mentioned that because one of the latest record. Okay, just trying to. Yeah, it's not reggae, okay, but when I wanted to know the why and the where for the genre, I just read some books, and that's a comp, or is that an album? I don't even sure. And it's really the Israelites. That's the most famous song, and there was these labels called Trojan Records, for instance, where you had guys like Dennis Al Capone, Max Romeo, for instance, Desmond Decker as well. So, but if you are after OGs, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm not looking at the right place, but I haven't been to all the stores in Toronto so far. That's probably true, and the reason behind that is whenever I went to Toronto, I had a very good friend of mine who lived very close to the yeah, it was a CN Tower. Yeah, so I tried to go to Sonic Boom or take these Cosmos records every time I went there, but they are all the other stores. I think more in them very close to Pickering. I think so in the eastern part. I have never. I still have to go there. Yeah. So hey, we do have a guest. Welcome.
Hello. How are we going?
Yeah.
Just thought I'd join you because you're by yourself and everything. So
Yeah, yes. I just wanted to catch up, with talking a little bit about Toronto, about the latest.
yeah, I'm
Latest.
sorry I haven't followed your exact discussion, but keep going on. I'll just I'll listen in,
Yeah, I was
and
just
you.
I was just gibbering about the last month, where with all the change and the fact that now I'm P- stores like PCV or Rotays are my local shops there, and just try to explain a little bit about the differences between what we could find in Montreal versus here in Toronto, in terms of culture, in terms of records in the bins, obviously, and so now you know everything. You're up to date.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Well, nice to see you.
yeah.
Well,
Nice to see
we
you,
always
Fred.
we always talk anyway, so it's not.
Yeah,
It, um,
we
but no, I don't know what to contribute to this. I also watched the France football game this morning. Well, for us, it was 6 o'clock 7 o'clock in the morning. So it was very good. It was very exciting.
Yeah, I missed the first half time. I missed that completely because I was still at work where I had to commute
Yeah,
because I don't have a TV at home, where I have a TV behind myself, but I don't have the where I have to subscribe. It's like a dead horse at the moment. So and a good friend of mine asked me if I were to go to this local pub, which is really casual. So we sat there, had a couple of beers, and we could watch the game.
Don't you have a streaming service like we have here where you can a free streaming service where they would show you that? Because like I watch, well, all the games here are on a free streaming service. So
Yeah, you're probably right. When I was in Quebec, I had this internet provider, which I had to cancel because I couldn't have the same provider over here. So I had to go with another provider, and I didn't have the time, to consider there. I could have the TV, but I don't have the time to watch TV at the moment. And we were like, me and my wife, okay, perhaps let's start to pay for the TV. Well, that now it's bad. There is a World Cup, but after the World Cup, we will be pretty much outside, and we really watch TV during winter here in Canada. So we will
I
have
I never really watch TV at all. Watch films,
yeah.
but not TV.
Mm.
Just and at the moment the World Cup, obviously, because it's
Yeah. Well, even the World Cup, they usually play at during the afternoon, and I'm at work. My wife is busy, so I know it's some of the game I could watch at home, but
yeah.
like when friends
Oh, it's.
plays, yeah,
I'm just saying
yeah,
it's yeah, yeah. It's a personal preference here.
yeah. It is, and I won't talk too much about me, myself, and I. But I recently moved to another place, and now it's now in summer. People are outside. It's now people are sitting in the bar, having a drink. So to connect with maybe making new friends. I don't know. It's now or never. In
Yeah.
winter it will be too late. Everyone will be stuck at home and Netflix watching. So and I have this pub literally a 5 minutes walk from where I live, and it's like pub, restaurant, sports bar, families friendly, welcome, whatever. So it's nice to go there. It's nice. So yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the opposite here. We're in. Yeah, it's not. It's winter-ish here, but it's it's pretty good at the moment. Temperature is pretty good, so
yeah,
yeah, it's still. But yeah. So, what about the people in the gallery and people are a bit asleep there, huh?
yeah. Probably, as I said, it's pretty unusual. We usually host the live streams on this channel on a Saturday afternoon for myself. We will be having maybe less people from Europe, because now in Europe we're now in France. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. in the morning, so
Yeah.
little bit too late. But tomorrow is Canada Day. I'm having a day off, so it's okay to stay a little bit up late and to host live stream with a. Yeah,
Mm.
he's from Sweden. He's a genius. He's always there. Yeah.
Sorry about Sweden.
Yes. No, we
Very.
don't. No, we are not sorry about Sweden. Come on, we are not sorry.
It was too. There was too much of a difference between the two teams. It was just, you know, there was a gulf between Sweden and France. It was very,
Yeah.
very, um, yeah, no chance, no
Yeah.
chance. Just,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah,
They will have to find another Ibrahimovic, so it will be okay. It will be good to go.
yeah. Um,
Speaking about
yeah,
the connections we make in the VC records, you talked to me about, and one I found in the in PCV and in Rotate this. Sorry,
yeah,
the one, that's the one.
yeah.
Yeah. So which I
Did you enjoy that record?
The first, I think there is a one side Mellotron, more the other more like spacey synthesizer. The one with Mellotron, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
it's yeah, really not really, to be honest, because the record is a little bit warped, so
Oh
you
yeah.
find pop pop, but no, it's I'm trying to to get into this ambient. Well, I enjoy Fedra, or Rubicon, Tangerine Dream stuff like that, and that's uh, that's Edgar Froese, Berlin School, and happens to be an OG, but well, an OG, not a true OG, because some will claim it needs to be a German pressing, and that's a UK, but who cares? And yeah, lots of ambient, lots of
I- I've
spacey. Yeah,
I've already told this story. I don't know many times, but the picture on the front cover there on that record that you've got there is taken about 10 minutes away from that, over 20 minutes away from here on the mountain, near Melbourne. Yeah,
mm,
so it runs a cruel 80. I am in Australia, but
yeah,
the I met the manager from Cybertron, and he he told me the story. At the time, they used to hang out with Edgar Froese and the guys from Tangerine Dream in the 70s, and because Cybertron is probably the closest thing that we have in Australia to Berlin School.
Berlin School. Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, and they went up to the mountain, which is not like, it's a mountain that's literally behind my house, and they took that picture. And it's confusing because it's called Epsilon in Malaysian Pearl, so people assume it's like the rainforest in Malaysia or something, or in Asia, but it's it's just in Australia, yeah. And Rubicon, which is an album from Tangerine Dream, the title is taken from the name of a town in Victoria here, Rubicon. They use that name for, which is really strange, but yeah, it is. They're all true stories by the likes of it. Yeah, but I like that album. I'm on the fence with Edgar Froese because some of his music is really interesting, and some is just, I can take it or leave it. I listened to an album the other day called Aqua by Edgar Froese, and I put it on the sale pile almost immediately because it just went nowhere, basically. So I'm trying to trim down my collection a bit. So every time I hear something that's not quite right, I'll put it in a pile for selling, uh, for sale. Yeah.
I have a feeling that those records are really easy to get a hold of. The one that are not sold out. Talking about krautrock specifically. Now you really have to get up early if you want to have a decent copy of I don't know, cluster, Zuckerzeit, or Noi. The really
Mm.
high collectible item. This is the feeling I had when I was in Freiburg, in this city with lots of students. So there is a store called the Record Store, and yeah, they had lots of records like Jane, Brain Label, Novalis, but
Yeah, that's kind of third tier crap rock though. That thing. I
yeah,
mean, it's not really. Can you really call Jane crap
no,
rock? Probably
no,
not.
no, no. That's
It's
classic. It's classic rock. It's heavy blues, classic rock.
Yeah, it's proggy blues. Yeah,
Mm,
kind of. So crowd rock is a bit of a misleading tag when you talk about this kind of music, because I think I would only classify as crowd rock the bands that really went experimental and used elements of electronics
mhm.
in the music. I don't think I would put in bands that did like blues rock or this kind of, proto blues or blues rock, because the whole point of crowd rock was to avoid being tainted by influences either that were from the UK or the US. They wanted to make music that stood apart from the music that already existed. So you listen to Can, and It's obviously not driven by any music that is like Anglo-Saxon. It's very sort of unique kind of blend of ambient music, European kind of very with a very European sensibility kind of music. The same for Faust is the same, or Cluster, or
Yeah, Popol
but with
Vuh. Yeah,
bands like Jane or yeah, Eloy or bands like it's a very derivative formula. That's unfortunately, and that's
E-
why those records are easy to find because they're not very inventive.
yeah. Elo is
I feel,
Elo is prog. Elo is progressive rock.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And but with these, like you were saying, going to Freiburg and trying to get original press. I mean, I'm a bit past that. I mean, I've heard those Cluster records a million times. I've got reissues, and I feel that it will be okay for me. I mean,
Mm.
I don't need to spend hundreds of euros on records that I already know quite well. I think it's a bit of a trap because you can start and there's a lot of those records that are you know multiple of hundreds, and very hard to find. And when you stop, like you need to have a huge budget for that kind of
Yeah,
music.
it was not.
Yeah,
It was not about getting a hold of an OG copy. I was in Germany, so I was like, okay, let's buy something local. And for
yeah,
once, you cannot blame the English putting in the krautrock stuff that doesn't really fit, since they were
yeah,
German. They had this krautrock section, remember, labeled, and this is where I found
yeah,
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 Jane. So they are Germans. So and I was at the
yeah,
beginning of venturing
yeah,
into this territory. So we all
yeah.
made, I wouldn't say mistake, but
Yeah,
not.
but it's I think they put the tag crack rock as a selling point. I think because they know like people come to the stores and they see that section and automatically they're drawn to this because it's exciting music from Germany from the 70s. I get it. I understand. I mean, it's but the thing is, you know, there's there's a few records in that sort of category that are amazing and worth chasing, and then there's a lot of just okay records,
Mm,
which um, but yeah. So you bought that. What else have you listened to recently?
this one is a one. I saw the reissue of this album numerous of times at Sonic Boom, and yeah, that's it's not a rabbit hole because I only have this one. Oh no, I have other. I have one side is Gaetano Veloso and one side is Gal Costa, which I had found in Denmark without later stuff, maybe less interesting, more pop. And this one is really is the greatest hit. Every song is a banger. Every song is a photographic picture of the psych, the samba, the it's So Loco por Ti America, for instance, which is the coolest feel good song ever.
What song is
um
there? Can you bring it closer? So I can't remember what songs are on this.
so
I
loco
yeah,
por so,
Tropicalia on
so
that. It was really well known.
yeah,
Alegria, Alegria. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it's a
thank
good
you.
album. Yeah. Mm. I
So, yeah,
think
so Loco por Ti, yeah.
I've got this album, but I haven't played for a while. I've got it somewhere here.
So
Veloso.
Loco por Ti America, that's a kind of you remember the Tico Tico? That's a little bit the derivation from in my opinion. But yeah, a great record from I think the album originally was released in '67 and was never, I think, available in the North American market. And yeah, a great entry point for Tropicalia, if you like to discover artists such
This
as Gal Costa. Yeah. Oh, you have.
this is a lovely little record too. Um, that's the one that would go to most often. It's called Caetano Veloso. It doesn't have any. That's from what 1970. I don't know what. But say yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what year. 69. 69. 69. There we go. Yeah, nice record as well. I can't even tell you what songs are on this. I just like the whole record. To be honest, I don't. I Lost in the Paradise on this, which is one of these Tropicalia classics. Lost in the Paradise. This is yeah, Brazilian pressing. You can see the amount of ring wear and the graffiti on it.
Yeah,
Somebody's
nice.
some. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not.
and just Sean came in, and you're right, Sean. Mr. Bongo that's not a Mr. Bongo reissued. I think that's the label itself,
Yeah,
because it still carries the yeah, like the original label. But you're right. Whenever I go to well, not only Sonic Boom, I guess lots of stores they have this Mr. Bongo, and I was never disappointed. I already blind purchased some yeah, Mr. Bongo from Brazil, and never let me down. It's really a great label.
I played this the other day. Just
Yeah,
speaking of, it was just at my feet. Just India, very good. Gal Costa, classic as well. Yeah, really great record. This one is a Portuguese
oh
pressing. Well, we know they press them in Portugal a lot too. Yeah, that's with
yeah.
the title track in the just really amazing. Desafinado, Antonio Carlos Jobim. Yeah, just a random, like it was just on my feet. That's why I've pulled it out.
Yeah, I have some records from Brazil myself. This one I also found in Rotate. This that's also a reissue, but
Yeah,
such a great. And they also had the second one, the Clube da Esquina Volume 2, and I was a little bit hesitating, and the
this
price
one.
was a yeah. The
Yeah, that's what. So I mean, it's such a great record, but this here is quite good actually. It's a nice record, but it's Quina Volume 2. Not quite as good as the first one, but it's worth having. Just in, but I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have one of the two, just the first one is. I, I've always maintained this is kind of like top five
yeah.
MPD, like any day of the week. It's a cracking record. But and what else do you have there?
Some of the stuff I had bought in while I was in Den Bosch. Speaking of Gaetano Veloso and Gal Costa,
Yeah,
which is a little bit later. That's pretty much later, so it's more pop.
yeah,
Is less disruptive, as Stanley would probably say, and it was a guy from Mexico. Yeah, on top of that, yeah, and he has several
yeah,
of OG pressing, more feel good, more moody, less.
yeah.
Let's see what still had.
I've got Viva, but I can't remember what it sounds like at all. I've got that album, but I
And
don't know. Yeah,
and this one is I will
Mr.
recommend. This is absolutely crazy. This is a melancholic. This is bluesy.
Hmm.
This reminds me of the stuff you sent me from Australia. A band called Gotet. It's also like the very ambient jazz electronic. I think you would like
You
this.
mean
Yeah.
in this band? Just-
Sorry.
you mean this?
Yeah. It got yeah.
They were just at my feet there.
Yeah.
It's a complete coincidence. I didn't prepare them.
Yeah, Gotet. Yeah, electronic jazz. And speaking
Here's
of
one. Here's one I was rediscovering. Talk about Brazil. It was just here at my feet as well. Joe de Brusso and Ari Jackson. It's an electronic record from Brazil from the 1980s, I think. It's got all sorts of weird sounds on it. Like it's even got like horses' hooves recorded on this. It's got a really weird assortment of. It's an experimental record basically, but kind of yeah, Tangerine Dream and I don't know, something wacky and Brazilian mixed to yeah.
Yeah, I have
Nice
a question.
record.
I have a question for you. Are those records easy to get to find in Australia because there is a community of Brazilian people or
This is a reissue, so this was reissued. The
Mhm.
a local store had a copy of this. This as an original, you would never ever
Okay.
see a copy
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this.
okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
was only pressed in. But since we're on Brazilian topic, I'll show you a record that I've been loving recently, and I've just made a video a couple of days ago on. I've started this series on Melbourne labels,
Yeah.
and was talking about this record here. This is very, very, very beautiful. It's two Brazilian dudes, Zeca Assunção and Lelo Nazario. So this guy here plays the double bass, and he plays the piano and keyboards. And as I said in my latest video, it's a bit like an ECM, like a Brazilian ECM record. It's very, very airy, very.
Spacey.
The bass is very sort of elastic, very. You've got these kind of. It reminds me of Dave Holland or someone like on ECM. It's very. It's not a million miles away from. And so this label called Elations, which I've just made a video on, these recordings are from 1994, and they've been just released now, basically. Depois do silêncio means after silence. It's just a lovely Brazilian record, very, very under the radar, obviously very beautiful, but kind of ambient jazz with an ECM flavor. Yeah, absolutely. Just like that sort of thing. And double bass, basically. It's a double bass record. There's no drums on this. It's just double bass and piano, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wanted to say, because we're talking about Brazilian music, so yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Bongo, Bongo Joe. I'm not sure if Bongo Joe, that's the other label in Switzerland. And Bongo Joe has its own store. Are there those labels? Do they have their own store? Maybe because I know you're about to tackle the series of interesting labels in Australia.
Oh, I have. I started.
Yeah, I know.
did.
I know you already publish. Yeah.
But no, they don't have a store, but they've got a Bandcamp page. But
Yeah, for sure.
I met those guys when I went to that independent record fair the other day, and I met them, and they're in the band. Actually, they're the two of them are members of a band that I really love as well. And now they were very cool, but they just run the label. Just because they want to. Well, that's their labor of love, basically. They don't have a store for it or anything. They just do it out of their own curiosity. That's these guys from this band here, Krakatoa. This is a band, and these two guys here, him and him. They run the label. So, and you can see they've signed my record because I'm a stupid fanboy.
We all are.
Oh well, it was great. It was great. What was cool was as I explained in my latest video, and which you watched, but I started the conversation by saying, I've basically bought about 10 copies of Freedom Lapse by Adam Halliwell, which that's their label, basically. It's on their label, and I've even sent you one in Australia. which is hilarious. But in Canada, yeah, yeah. So I've bought about 10 of these. Yeah, I reckon. Over time, I've sent one to Mike. I think Chris Music
Chris,
Box has got one.
yeah.
I sent one to Stunty back then. I sent one to some other friends in. I think Bruno has got one. I've given one to Bruno Escala Kerbilik, I think. So I've bought, and when I started the conversation with this guy, I said, "Well, I bought 10 copies of your record here," and they're very very excited about that. They were like, it was like the best starting point for a conversation I could ever imagine. It was just cool. Yeah, it was brilliant. But yeah, so I that gave me an idea to do a series on Melbourne labels. Nobody's going to watch this because
Come on.
it's not the latest reissue on AAA audiophile or whatever shit people watch now. Like when I type vinyl community in the YouTube box to check what videos might be potentially interesting to watch, there's just crap. I'm sorry, people, but it's just like AI generated shit. There's all the same audiophile comparisons of things. There's like people talk about the same 5 records all the time, or do the same 5 topics all the time. The best records of, or the top 5, or it's depressing. So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
I was about to mention the AI, the massive use of AI in my lazy, and I didn't. But
yeah, well,
but you're right. Do we really have to rely on the AI to choose the topic we will be discussing, the questions when we do a live stream, the silly thumbnail with a hey, this is me and my carrots and okay, yeah,
but like when I was in yeah, Kevin Gray remastered the Beatles from Mofa on our RSD. Highlighted comment. That is exactly my point. Breakfast King of Loyola here. I just I find the VC quote unquote just it's mostly depressing. Basically, like I don't want to watch almost anything, and I'm being very honest there. I don't care if people take offense to that. That's their problem. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just saying it's my own preference. But the yeah, when I discovered the other day, well, a while back, I was looking on my channel when there's a tab called inspiration, and then you can click on that, and the AI generates some ideas for your video. Like Brazilian folk, lost Brazilian folk gems from the 1950s or 60s or whatever, and it just generates an idea for you. I'm like, the day I will have to resort to generating ideas for my video on AI is the day I stop making videos.
yeah. I agree.
I'm done.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Um,
But
but
people want to build their channel, want to grow followers, and they play by the rules.
yeah,
They ask GPT, how can we make a video that will get attention, whatever, 1,000
and, and
views?
and the thing is, it's really simple. If you want a video that has views, right? You post something that's outrageous in the title. Something where it's really negative, or something that is drama inducing.
Mhm.
And every time you post a video like this, people will watch. And even if you look at videos that are not VC videos, you look at any, often you have video which is simply titled, you know, I'm 35 years old and I have no friends. That's the name of the video. And there's literally 40,000 views on the video or something like that. It's
Mm.
I've had this experience many times, where something is utterly negative, and it's being watched by people because people just seek out drama. I would never make a video that's clickbait like this just for the sake of it. I'm just going to make videos that are where I show records and I'm being positive about them, and I don't want to, make anything that will induce, drama. Like it's I'm not interested in. I'm interested in sharing, knowledge, ideas. People want to watch, and I have my audience, and I'm happy with that. That's
Yeah, I
enough.
had I had the discussion with a lady. I won't say her name, but she's recently started a VC channel in French speaking, and I say, what's the point of having so many audience? What's the point of spending? You publish
Mm,
a video, spending 1 hour replying to 30 comments. Good job, nice selection. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Instead of having maybe five relevant comments where you can really maybe
yeah.
comment that are related, relevant to the topic you were addressing in the video, and you can continue rather than okay, yeah, nice, thank you, thanks for tuning in, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's my opinion. But
It's like people who make those videos where they complain about the price of vinyl. You know,
yeah,
vinyls have become too expensive. Um, why is this a thing? I mean, what records cost. If you don't want to take part in the hobby, don't buy records. I mean, it's not going to affect anything around the world if somebody posts a video to say it's too expensive. Records are not going to get any cheaper. Like, it's not like they're going to look at this and go, oh, well, he made that video, maybe we should reduce the price of records. That's like, like, that's never going to happen. And people are just so stupid, though, because you've got these overpriced reissues of everything now, which obviously there's a market for it and people buy them, and you've got these huge influencers that don't promote any good relevant new music. They just promote, it's just a um, you know um, a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, where they just basically just show you records that are just popular and that are going to continue being popular, and they're not really bringing anything worth of note to to the fore, because nobody cares. Like, when I talk about this Elation Records label, I'd like people to care, but I know in my heart that nobody really cares, because I care about it, so I'm going to make a video, and the
no, it's
AI is,
it's 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 not it's not true. It's not true. I guess you
yeah, I
get
mean,
your 500 viewers, and it takes.
yeah,
As I always say, there is always one, and that's a silent majority, I guess. That's people who don't
yeah.
comment. And I'm just taking the example of the two dudes Stunty stumble across in Den Bosch. They never comment, but they say, "Yeah, we are doing a great job. So thank you." So
No, yeah. Um,
we never know.
Yeah, on whilst I was at that independent record fair the other day, I met a dude called Alex McFarlane. That's his name here. His name, yeah, and he runs this label called Hobbies Galore. It's a a label. There we go. That's the name of the label there. Yeah, and that's him there, Alex. And so this is a record from this year. It's one of my favorite records from the current year. It's a kind of a lo-fi bedroom pop record, very kind of a little bit on the ambient tip, but like with a kind of a pop sensibility. So I was talking to him, and I want to spotlight this record because it's a wonderful, wonderful record. I mean, how easy would it be to find in other countries when you look at this at the back? Not very, but it's a beautiful record. I was talking to him, and he sold me his other record, and I was listening to that quite a bit. Another record that he made, and he made it with Mikey Young
Mm.
from Eddie Current Suppression Ring, and he signed the record here, and Mikey Young signed the record there, and this is the kind of music that I find very exciting indeed. This is more like indie pop, indie rock, made in Melbourne, with Mikey Young on guitar and synth. But yeah, on again on the same Hobbies Galore record label, and yeah, cool stuff. That's the stuff that I'm getting excited about personally.
Yeah.
I I can't get excited about the new Paul McCartney. I mean, I just don't understand
No, no,
what.
don't we don't talk without. But since we are talking about Mikey Young, I heard this new album online and I really enjoyed it. I'm so pissed off that it's sold out on Bandcamp. And on yeah, yeah, yeah. Fred is bragging on my
I know
channel.
for sure. No, look,
No,
if I
good for you. Good
if
for
I
you.
it's pretty much sold out here at the moment. But if I find you a copy, I will send you one. But I will get you one and send it to you. But the day I bought it, it was just such a blur.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I met them. And plus, you got to remember the day I bought the record, I didn't know what the record sounded like. I just they because it was announced so late. It was a surprise. I even said to those guys, I said to them, "Do you?"
That's Fred. You already sent me those two copies.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I hope you enjoy them. I said to them, I said to Brendan, the singer, I said, "Is this a compilation album?" Because I just was so. And he goes, "No, it's a new album. It's literally brand new. No, not many people know about it." So, and I said, "That's okay. Well, I'm going to buy it from you straight away, and you can sign." And we chatted, and I said, "Your first two records, the records that you showed there, I said to me, they're like the best guitar albums from the 2000s in Australia. They're just incredible records, and they
Yeah,
are
it's
incredible
they, they
records."
they play sophisticated while being accessible. They are truly good musicians, but it's not over the top.
Mikey Young on guitar
Yeah, yeah,
his guitar sound is just
yeah,
incredible. It's
yeah.
fantastic. And Mikey Young, his name is on every production credit imaginable. He has so many production credits. It's just sickening the number of things that he's produced. I was talking to him and I said, I said I was in Portugal a couple of years ago and I bought a experimental record and your name was in the credit. And he goes, "Oh, I'd forgot about this record." I said, "Well, there you go." Yeah, they were really nice guys. Like it's sometimes surprising to see how nice musicians can be. Sometimes it's you're disappointed with musicians when you meet them, but these guys were just, I think they were just really exciting to sell records to their fans. They were really, really, really excited. They were like, "Oh," because everybody comes to them and says, "Oh, you're the best ever." so, so they're really, really excited.
But
But
how popular, how big are they in Australia? I mean, when they play in a gig,
oh, Eddie
how,
Curran,
how how big is the venue they can fill?
they're pretty big actually, but they're not. If you will, they're in between. They're not mainstream. They're on the edge of. I mean, I think a lot of people know Eddie Curran, but it's not quite like you know they're not quite known. If you ask any Australian, they probably wouldn't know who they are. Some people would, some people wouldn't, but they're kind of like in that sort of tier between you know being famous and not being famous. Like they're on the very edge, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they're famous to the people that matter.
Hmm.
That's it. It's like what we were saying about YouTube channels before. You don't need to be popular to thousands of people. You just need to be popular to the right 500 people or whatever it is. That's all you need. You don't need an audience of. I mean, for them, they've got enough of an audience that they can keep making records. It's great. I'm happy for them, and they're nice guys, and they've brought something of value and of quality on this scene. So, um, you know, that's what I would say about them.
And
I'm
their
not
latest
going
album is
to.
really good. It's really good. I went.
Oh,
I went. Yeah.
it is very good. It's probably the third best album after the two that you've shown.
Oh yeah.
Think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not as
Quite
good as the first two, but yeah, it's good.
good. Good.
Why you were to say something? Sorry, I interrupted you. What
No,
were
no,
you?
it's no, no, no. It's okay. Can we? We just wanted to move on with
Mexico is winning 2-0 against Ecuador at the moment, by the
Oh
way.
yeah.
World
Oh
Cup
yeah,
reports.
thank you. Oh yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was about to show one of the latest stuff I recently got into recently. That's
Hmm. Yeah.
I think Stunty had mentioned this one very very long time ago on the probably one of his favorite '90s records. He wasn't doing a ranking, but and we once talk about that in the Discord du Pif, and to me it's really I was a little bit into Brian Johnston Massacre, and I think it's probably better, probably better.
I don't think I would even compare them, to be honest, Romu. I think
Wait,
I've
same era, same source of inspiration of this Velvet
not exact.
Undergroundy psyche.
I think maybe the same era of the '60s,
Yeah,
but none. I think Brian Johnson more a 2000 band. This is they're more like a late '80s, early '90s kind of. Like I don't think they're the same. They I don't think there's a lot of crossover between them two. But what did you think of this record? Did you like it? Did
yeah,
you?
yeah. Surprisingly, yeah, I really like the electronic, the trippy, related to the substance, and yeah, this connection with stuff like that.
I would
Really,
totally inspired that
yeah,
Spaceman 3, their number one influence is the Velvet Underground.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
It's completely not that album, but maybe the White Light, White Heat, and there's that kind of sound is you can hear it on Spaceman 3. They also clearly loved things like Sun Ra and things like
mm.
Terry Riley,
Yeah. Because
uh,
this album there are lots of folk elements, the Gertie, the yeah,
yeah, you see, Breakfast King is vindicating what I said about them. Spaceman 3 were done by the '90s. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
more '80s, '90s. Um, whilst I'm here, whilst you're talking about them,
Yeah, because I will be totally honest. I'm not a '90s expert. I'm really not a '90s guy. I'm just discovering, the usual suspect. We're talking about the Breeders, or the other indie band. We talk about. Uh, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll make you big. Yeah. Sorry.
these are great records. These two, they're incredible record. This is top notch. Here is performance. This is an interesting little record, Dream Weapon. It's very sort of very sort of almost Krat Rock esque. Almost, it has this sort of like drony, repetitive sort of Terry Riley, Lamont Young.
Once again, a connection with the Velvet, since John Cale was trained, I think, by Monty Young. Yeah.
Spaceman 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is nice to record. I should play it later. It's very good. Yeah, no, it's a
they
superb band.
they were truly disruptive in the late '80s. Where from the late '80s, I don't remember the late '80s. I was born in '86, but I from the
Music
late
started in '86.
yeah, I know. Yeah, point. But they were pretty much disruptive. My Bloody Valentine. That's the other band I was in mind. My Bloody Valentine, the Breeders, and no, I really enjoyed. Yeah.
Well, if you like this, I would highly recommend. Yeah, this record is superb as well. I really love this. Um, the perfect prescription. Spaceman. It's got Take Me to the Other Side on it, and it's on this.
Yeah, I think you're right. There is no point of comparing with Brian Johnston Massacre.
Yeah.
That didn't venture in the electronic vibe at all. Brian Johnston Massacre is I wouldn't call him the best '60s tribute band. It's that's maybe too much, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brian Johnson Massacre is. I just find them a bit. I don't know. There's something about them that I find a little bit plastic, compared to Spaceman 3 or I mean MBV is a different thing. MBV is a different beast. They're very much a shoegaze band. It's these layers of sound of very ecstatic, um you know almost, yeah, almost shamanic sounds, like MBV, Kevin Shields with his studio madness, but and some of it's very abrasive as well. But Spaceman 3 are more like a psychedelic kind of
Yeah,
a modern version of the Velvet Underground kind of a band, I think.
with the technology available back then. So yeah, yeah. This is how I really like the what Breakfast King of Loyola. That's exactly what I had in mind. Yeah,
Mm. But yeah, and then they turned into spiritualized. So Jason Spaceman made you know this side project spiritualized, which is very good as well. It's not, it's more symphonic. It goes more in a proggy direction almost. And Spectrum, which is like Jason Kemba, Sonic Boom. It's very, very well. Sonic Boom, that's your shop, isn't it? Sonic Boom was one of the members
Spaceman
of
Free. I know.
that's right, correct. Yeah, Sonic
Yeah,
Boom.
Sonic Boom, the largest store in Toronto.
That's right. And there you go. We've got
A
a
connection.
connection
We
to
have a connection.
spiritualize. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But to spiritualize to Spaceman 3. Yeah, but yeah. Look. There you go. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
There you go. Sonic Boom. That's the other guy. That's Jason Kemba. That's the throwing muses. Yeah. I would agree with. I love the muses myself. So the muses was Kirsten Hirsch, who in was she in the Breeders at the start? I think she was on Pod in the Breeders, but she has this very distinctive voice. I really love University by the Throwing Muses, and the Real Ramona is very good too. I've only got them on C. Oh well, I've got it on CDs. I don't have them here
Yeah.
in the other room. But yeah, the Throwing Muses, they were on 4AD as well, like the Breeders, and they had this very, yeah, it's the same school as the Pixies or Belly as well. That's another band that was Tanya Donnelly, who was also, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
there you go. I'm I'm confusing my yeah, Tanya Donnelly. Yeah, yeah. My thank you, Breakfast with the Kids. I knew I was in the right direction though. Tanya Donnelly was Belly. And she was in the Breeders first, but Kristen Hirsch was associated with that scene anyway. Yeah, very very interesting band. The Muses, Throwing Muses. Yeah. Mm.
Speaking of 4AD, a little bit stuff a little bit early on, but a true gift, and I was on the lookout for this one for a very long time. That's an obscure 80s band. They were from Rochester, New York, and they completely yeah, influenced by 4AD, by Factory. It's an indie rock from the US. They try to not to copying, but you have you have bass lines. It's just a new order, early new order singing part like Depeche Mode, and it's a brilliant record. You
I
have to,
think
yeah,
I think I saw it was re-released by Dark Entries.
yeah. That's the one I have. It's not an OG. Yeah,
That's the Dark Entries reissue. Okay.
yeah, it
I
is.
was
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
sure. Okay, well that's good. I thought that was a, but it doesn't matter whether it's an OG. I don't really care whether it's an OG or not. Is interesting. when you showed me that record, I looked it up a little bit, and I thought, there's a repress on Dark Entries. Dark
Yeah,
Entries is a great label, by the
yeah.
way. They do a lot of
I can really brag because that's something I discovered myself. Well, I don't care, you know. We all get influenced by each other. But I had these records for a very long time, and so I'm so glad to have found it because this has this distinctive. Even the guitar sound reminds me a little bit of Flock of Seagulls. Might be a silly reference, but it is, you know. And I think
yeah,
they came a little bit late to the party because this is pretty much the sound of the British band from 83, 84, and this album released in 86. And I think they were still in university and your typical project when they vanish after that. But it's really like
yeah, nice post punk.
yeah, post punk. Yeah, we tend to put lots of stuff into the under the post punk umbrella, but
Mm. His name is alive. Ah, yeah, okay. I didn't know that was reissued, but yeah, okay, interesting.
I was
Um,
I wanted to find those records, the Breeders' Last Splash in Den Bosch, but yeah, no chance.
yeah, do you know? Are you familiar with the music, or is it
With
something
the
that you?
yeah, I heard it online. The Last Splash album. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I re-
because that was kind of like one of these records that everything is so perfectly realized on Last Splash. It's
yeah,
yeah, because you know the story. She's Kim Deal. She was in the Pixies. She was the bass
Pixies.
player in the
Yeah,
Pixies. Yeah,
yeah.
but she wanted more of a starring role, and she was a bit stifled by Frank Black. He would let her sing on a couple of songs, but you know he was too much of the leader, and so she wanted to do her own thing. And when she did, she made the perfect record with her sister, Kelly Deal. And yeah, that record is it is damn near perfect. Really, it's every song's invisible. Was it? Um, is Roy Invisible? What's the song?
Oh, I cannot
There's,
tell.
there's a song. There's a song called Invisible Something, which is great. Yeah, obviously Cannonball and Driving on Nine and Divine Hammer. I saw the Breeders do the whole of Last Splash at a gig in Melbourne in about 2013, 2012. They did the whole of Last Splash in one go.
Okay.
It was amazing, yeah. And in the same festival, they had television doing the whole of Marky Moon
Oh,
in. So that was in the afternoon. So television did Marky Moon from start to finish, and then in the evening there was the Breeders doing Last Splash in full. It's very good.
a
It's a very good day.
great day out. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very good day.
great.
No Aloha is a great song too on the.
Yeah, for a person just like myself, I was massively into classic rock from the 70s. It has this riff like the that keeps the earworm, you know, ohrwurm that was I was saying in German.
Yeah,
So there
you
is yeah. Thank you.
yeah, earworm. Yeah, it is an earworm. I'm just looking at some records that I've pulled out here, just maybe to talk about some interesting little things that I've been listening to recently. If we're here to talk about records,
Since you are still on break, right?
yeah, I'm on
You're giving
holiday.
yourself a break.
Yeah, I'm on holidays at the moment.
No, I mean a big break from buying.
Yeah, well, look, so just to maybe we could we could maybe discuss briefly the extent of that. So I've explained this year I, as much as possible, try not to buy stuff. Stuff means books, records, clothes, or things that So I've largely been quite good on all of these. I've not bought a single new book. I've bought a handful of new clothes, and with the records, I probably we're June, and I would have said I've bought since the start of the year about 20 records, which is when you think about that 6 months. That's what? How many records a month is that?
20
20,
divided
3 a
three,
month.
three, 3 months. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which is great.
yeah,
It
yeah.
works. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And most of the records that I've bought, in fact, the vast majority of them are 2026 records.
Yeah.
So records from this year. Now, I sort of my number went up when I went to the Independent Music
Exhibition.
Exchange,
Yeah.
because I was with labels and I was talking to them and I wanted to support them. And so over there, I must have bought easily 10 records that day. But it, it wasn't like I'm very considerate about what I buy now. I'm like, something that I find interesting, I will listen to it, listen to it, and just go, do I need this? I mean, I've already got a lot of records, and I don't need to buy something just because it's new, or it's got to add value to my collection. I don't think it's
Yeah, and it's three records. That's fine because you can absorb them. You can
yeah.
really.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get but like I rediscover things, and I don't know, classical music. Why don't we show some classical music now? Like I was playing this the other day. It's wonderful. Moonlight Sonata. I mean, yeah, you've said everything. That's music for a lifetime. I mean, really, it's just it's incredible from start to finish. It's just really vibrant music. But I'm really obsessed with Franz Liszt at the moment.
That's a record I bought 2 weeks ago,
Ah,
and
nice.
it still works. The second movement, it's
Yeah,
yeah, that's the Desert Island record. Only for the second movement of this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Symphony number 7. Yeah, Franz Liszt. I'm obsessed with at the moment. It's just I don't know. It's just this is solo piano by this guy called Louis Kantner. And the reason why I'm obsessed with Franz Liszt is because I saw a movie, and I explained this on one of my last videos. A movie called Victoria, which is a German movie, which is shot in it's shot in one take. The whole movie, it's 138 minutes. It's one single take of like they just moved the camera, and in the middle there's the girl who plays the main protagonist. She plays a piece by Franz Liszt, and it's amazing. And I just had to I pulled out all my Franz Liszt record and replayed them one by one. Obviously, I'm still obsessed with ambient music, and was like rediscovering this record. I mean, just a classic of maybe a foundation stone of the ambient fourth world music scene.
Did you discover John Hassel thanks to these records because you were already into Brian Eno, or the opposite?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. I think because I loved Eno, I came across the name of John Hassel as I was digging into Eno. But I can't place a time. It was probably about 20 years, 15 years, 20 years ago, maybe, where I just got into those records, those ambient records by Brian Eno, when I started listening to them. and I think the name John Hassel must have entered my sphere at that time, but I can't exactly tell you when that happened. But it's just one of these things that's of
Because there are
discovery.
there are so many ways to discover where to get into this Brian Eno, to venture into Brian Eno, since collaboration
Yeah,
with Robert Fripp, with U2, with Daniel Lanois, with
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's
even the guy who was leading a Talking Heads, David Byrne. Yeah,
yeah, David
yeah,
Byrne. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Here, look, another another symptom of my obsession. Hans Liszt. This is sonatas piano. Um, yeah, fantastic stuff. And this one here, I've got another one there. Look, not lying.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Deutsche Grammophon.
DG,
But
DG, DG, how they now say to be trendy on the, because they have a YouTube channel. Yeah, they really say
I'm not
DG.
clear about being trendy. I'll just show you some records that I've been playing that are cool. So I've been getting back into Fairouz. She's the queen of Lebanese music, Fairouz. This is probably her most famous record, Wadan, which is produced by the Rabbani, Ziad Rabbani. It's like a very famous family of producers. Ilyas Rabbani, Ziad Rabbani. They they make music that's equally emotive and funky at the same time. It's just the production is. And why I'm playing this is because on the 8th of August, which is soon, I'm going to see a gig in town, which is the Songs of Fairouz. So it's a group of Arabic musicians. Well, Arabic language music. I don't know where they're from. I think Lebanese or Turkey, or they're a bunch of musicians, and they're going to replay the catalog of Fairouz with oud and ney and all the instruments in a concert hall in Melbourne. So I just thought I'll just pull the. I actually had pulled another one out, which is here, but I've got like 50 records in my hand, so I don't know what is what. Oh, here, this one here as well, which is very good. Fairouz. This is Marifti Fik. There we go. That's so. If for people who don't know, she was a Lebanese singer, and it's probably one of the most iconic singers in the whole of the Middle East. I
With
was talking to one
Warda,
of
with Warda,
Wahda.
Warda,
Wahda.
yeah,
Yeah, she was Algerian, Wahda. Or Kalsum. Kalsum. Mm. And Badi Hamdi, and it's quite a few.
I mean, I mentioned that because in my local store in Montreal, they had a section with those three names aligned. So I made the connection because it's the
With
same.
that, would you say you got a section of what?
The local store, I think it
Yeah,
was Beatnik Records. I'm not even sure. They had a proper section with Warda, Ferouz, and Kalsum. All the three
yeah.
names into the same section.
So funny because the other day I was I was at school, and I was talking with one of my kids at school, and he's Lebanese, and I was like, oh, I said I was listening to Fairouz last night, and he goes, oh, it's my mum's favorite singer. It's like she's so famous. She's incredibly famous in the Middle East.
And in Maghreb as well, when you talk to Tunisian people,
Yeah.
they also know, yeah.
Since we're on the African kind of tip, this is a wonderful record. Oh my god, this is just a lovely, lovely, lovely record. This is those two people. I'm not going to launch into pronouncing the. No, it's him, Bimbizimungo Dieudonné, and her, Kamam. Okay, well, that's their name. and those two were a couple in Rwanda, and they made this music, and they got killed in the genocide,
Mm.
in the Rwandan genocide in you know
94. 94.
94. Yeah,
Yeah.
there were Hutus, no Tutsis. What? Who got killed? Tutsis, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tutsis. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tutsis. You know that is it is the fastest genocide in world history. They killed 1 million people in like 100 days. Just it's the fastest. And so their
Mm.
child wrote the liner notes, and when this was re-released, it's just very heart melting acoustic African music on acoustic guitar, if you like, with some of the song a bit more rhythmic, but a lot of it is just them, just acoustic guitar and just singing, a bit like Francis Bébé or
Mhm.
would do, or
Alifa Katouré, no?
yeah, in a different style though, but it's very sort of African folk song almost, and I discovered this record kind of by chance at the end of last year, and I just love this. This is just so original and just beautiful record. It was originally made in 19. What's this? What's the year for this? I don't know exactly. Yeah, before 1994, that's for sure. But I can't remember the year. But 88, 88. Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's on Mississippi Records, so it's very, very easily gettable. Yeah, musique rwandaise.
Musique
Yeah,
Rwandaise. Yeah, I think I saw this one on Discogs. I think there is a store
so I was playing
in
that.
yeah.
Yeah. What else was I playing? Friends list, some jazz. There's this jazz records which are always featuring in my playlist in my rotation. Abdul Wadud. This is a incredible record. He's a solo cellist on this. He does solo cello and just it's very experimental, but very, very easily accessible, I would say. It's, and this was sent to me while I was looking for a copy, but Dom sent me a copy of it a while back.
Mhm.
I can't remember. It's like a couple of years ago. He sent me a package, and that was in there. And this guy was in this band here, in the Black Unity Trio. It's Black Unity Trio, and there he is, cello, Abdul Wadud. You can see the second line. That's him again. And so it's playing that as well. This is a sort of avant-garde jazz, free jazz. It's a one-off project. It's from Cleveland in Ohio,
Okay.
and it was yeah. And in the same kind of line as that, whilst I'm here, there's also this record which is really worth mentioning. It's quite well known. Hang on, if I can find it here. Here, this one here. This Mbari record. That's a Julius M. Hill record. He's a saxophonist, and it's got Abdul Wadud on cello there as well, as you can see. That's a fantastic free jazz record as well, on with a lot of really inventive cello as well. There's three records that related by way of obviously Abdul Wadud. That's what I was listening to. More on the jazz tip, things like that. Ladisi Kolomafe, Aslan's Walk. Very, very interesting sort of spiritual jazz record. US 1983. Yeah, killer record. Wonder if anybody. Yeah, and there's a comment from the Breakfast King of Loyola talking about, and also the vinyl Dreamscape.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I don't know about this band, Sean. Dead Moon.
Dead Moon, yeah. Dead Moon is good. This is been knocking my socks. I'm just rediscovering these records in my African section. Tony Allen from Nigeria played with Fela Kuti, and Hugh Masekela, who died very recently, from South Africa, made this record in 2020, and it's just really, really lovely, groovy, kind of Cape jazz, very, very kind of loose, but at the same time, it does have this kind of classic jazz kind of feel to it. Just rejoice, yeah, just the sort of stuff. Look, because I don't buy records, I pull out all these things on my shelf, and I just revisit them. We talked about this one the other day, you and I.
Yeah,
Schritzler,
yeah, yeah.
number 10, great record. It was the 10th record that Klaus Schulze made, so we called it 10. It's probably one of his best ones. This is cool. This is Palm Units, done by Ivory Anymore, the music of Henri Texier. So everybody knows my thumbnail is Henri Texier, and these are songs by Henri Texier, but redone by a jazz band, a French jazz band. I think they're from Lyon, maybe, or from Paris. I can't remember. Oh no, they're recorded in Paris, so they must be from Paris. So they were a modern jazz band, and they just take on the Henri Texier catalog. Last night I was playing this Mexican record. Speaking of Mexico, what's the score? They are winning. Mexico. There we go. So here we go. Jorge Reyes and Antonio Cepeda. Yeah, that's an electronic kind of like almost like a crack rock record, but with a Mexican undertone. Very very cosmic Mexican music. Look at the instruments, you'll understand what I mean. Look at the instrument.
Yeah.
Reyes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, sequences and DX7.
What year? What year can this album?
1986, when music started.
Yeah.
Music started. That's
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
We will explain to you guys this private joke.
Some ECM cello music. That's beautiful. It's David Darling. He's a cellist. He's one of my favorite cellists in the world. So this is from 1980 on ECM. It's just some solo cello, basically. Very, very expressive. Very, very touching music. Very, very meditative, eerie. Yeah. So, just a whole range of stuff. That I've been playing. Kath Bloom and Lauren Connors. She's a singer-songwriter from, I think, Massachusetts or Maine, or like in that sort of neck of the wood, near where you live. Yeah. And she made this record in 1983. Sounds a little bit like, I don't know, maybe a Joni Mitchell kind of, like more indie kind of Joni Mitchell. She sings, plays guitar, and it's just, that's a beautiful record, Send My Shoe. And those records, they're quite hard to get as originals, but one of our labels, Chapter Music, which I will talk about in an upcoming video, they sort of re-released all these Kath Bloom records. They're very, very nice. Anyway, I'm just talking.
That's music for the late summer vibes. Jazz,
yeah, look,
cello.
Highlight some of the comments. The one before that, Breakfast King of Lawyer. So I was talking about Kath Bloom. He saw her 2 months ago. How was she? I wonder. She still got it. It's got this very high, very sort of almost piercing voice. Yeah, just beautiful. Yeah, it's a bit. It's a little bit like you know, talk about Sibyl Bayer. Sibyl Bayer sings very
Oh yeah.
like raw.
Oh,
Imagine that with a high voice.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, and then endearing but very ragged. Yeah, yeah. I understand she's not young anymore. And the vinyl Dreamscape says that the Zepeda and Reyes album is at the top of my want list. Yeah. Um, yeah, I've only got a reissue of it. I mean, it's not a, but I don't think I
Yeah,
would.
I was there when Jose played this Psyche. Yeah, I remember. Now I remember.
Reyes, Jorge Reyes. That's not even my favorite one. There's other ones there's another one which I like even better with the yeah, I've got it here.
From the
Oh,
from the same artist.
yeah. I can't see. Maybe not. Maybe it's in the other room. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I thought it was here, but it's not. Yeah. Yeah, there's another one that I really love, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is at the moment. Doesn't matter. It's same kind of deal. And they also made a really cool record with there's another one that's really worth as well, which is somewhere I can't remember. There's 5,000 records. It could be anywhere. No. No, but what else have you been listening to? Because I've been talking and talking, but I've been feeling
Yeah,
this.
I received some VCLTs from Philosphere. Great guy. He's already commencing
Yeah.
all. He just dropped latest album, himself, with
Okay.
some friend. Yeah, and he generously sent me a copy. So thank you, Philo.
Mhm.
And yeah, I listened to this one two times. To be honest, only two times so far. And that's a double LP, progressive rock, um, inspired by Ange, obviously, with some more rock, more bold. But no, it's real nice. It's different
That,
to
that,
the
that's a bit of a depressing title, there.
last orgasm. Yeah, but every side has its own, I think, universe, brings something different to the table. And yeah, yeah, it's but yeah, the topics are a little bit, yeah, dark. Yeah, before yeah, Philo, that's Philo. Yeah, some great dudes always here to comment. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Pink Floyd, yeah, yes, yeah. So, and he sent me along these records some of the stuff he had in the collections, including this one,
Yeah.
which
It's a nice
and
record.
it is a very nice record. And that's to me, that's brings me back to a fantasy early 70s Paris, where you still had the feeling every neighborhood was like such a village, like post 68, atmosphere, with still hope, but still okay. We lost the battle. And connection with New York, with America, with Japan. So it's like yeah, it's like sitting in 72, 73 in Paris, and being in this type of atmosphere where yeah,
Do you have any
every
other Yves Simon records apart from this
yeah,
one?
I have the Raconte-toi.
Raconte-toi, because I was going
Raconte,
to say Raconte-toi
yeah,
is incredible. I think it's a
Raconte-toi,
very,
which is also in that mood, a little bit later material, but with
yeah.
backed by a band called Transit Express, I think, which is
Mm.
brings a little bit of funk, soul, even if it's so for soul syncopation. But No, I really love Yves Simon, truly. And what else? What else? Oh yeah, we were talking about Brian Eno. You too. I found this one on
Yeah,
PCV Records, Acadie,
yeah,
known as producer Shaped Sound, and he was actually from Acadie, which is the New Brunswick, the French Canadian, not from Quebec, but from New Brunswick. So with a distinctive accent, distinctive expressions, and this is a blending of English speaking songs, um, where you can really feel the touch of the producer, but more intimistic songs, especially the one Louise thing, which has been covered by Isabelle Boulet, I think, recently. But this is the OG version, and kind of yeah, Americana, yeah, with the thick Acadian accent expression. So very punchable. I had lots of how do you say
prejudice.
prejudice? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I was
about you had some preconceptions about
yeah,
the.
because I was like, okay, that will be something maybe too much middle or too much like shape to be target to a certain, but not surprisingly not. So
Yeah.
yeah. Do you? I know you already had a copy once of this album. Do you still like, or do you?
Of Acadie, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I still have a copy of it. I used to a long time ago own that. I don't. I think I've got it on CD still somewhere,
Yeah,
possibly, but it's been a long time since I've listened to any of it. So I must get back in and listen
yeah.
to it. Yeah,
This
yeah,
one was also a gift from Philo and
yeah.
Jamet Alam. I'm on the lookout of their of his first album, when you see him like his face black and white
Mm-hmm.
on L'Escargot.
Yeah.
L'Escargot. It's interesting. One of this song called Si Slimane. Um, I went to Paris, and there is this museum about immigration, and there is a room where you can, when they collected some certain song related to immigration in France. Long story short, and one of these songs was played, so I just read it on the piece of paper, and because of that, I was on the lookout for this record. So thank you, Philo, without even knowing that you. Ah, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
This
a
one
nice
is
one.
yeah,
I've also got the one that you've got in your hand as well, and I think I've got a third one. In France, these are really easy to find. If you go to France at the end of the year, just you could probably find that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's not they're
Absolutely.
not hard to find, really. Yeah, that's a beautiful folk. Well, it's a French folk record, but with a sort of I think he
North
was
Africa.
from Nigeria. It's got it has the yeah. It's a kind of perfect crossover between chanson and
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, and
urban music. Really.
yeah, North African. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I also listened to this one.
Slint,
Yeah,
Slint.
Slint. Yeah, Spiderland, 91.
Mm,
That's not an OG, okay, but
doesn't
who
matter.
cares? Who
Doesn't matter.
cares? Who
We don't
cares?
care. We
Yeah,
don't care.
first guitar, something that really, can we say, paved the way for post rock? It's not a post rock record. It's still, I'm not a 90s expert, as I too much mentioned, but I like Fugazi, for instance, and there are certain texture sound reminds me a little bit of Fugazi, but this more dark, this more like sometimes a guitar striking lightning, and
That opening song is incredible. Breadcrumb Trail.
yeah,
Dun, 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 no, 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 no.
yeah. No,
So
it's
good.
yeah, post rock. Yeah, I watched recently a video that in this album, Laughing Stock, and the other from Talk, and this one just sort of puzzled before post rock became post rock. And the other album which you mentioned, which came right after. I think at this occasion that word post rock was first used, but I don't remember.
You mean you talk about Bach Psychosis?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we were just talking about Ali Toure Farka and about this reissue. Also, jangly rock. Feel
I
good,
think
feel good.
is it reissued on Survival Research? That's a label from Melbourne. It's really weird.
Yeah, it is.
Survival Research,
It
yeah.
is. Yeah, it
It's
is.
a Melbourne label, but I don't know how official they are. That's my problem with them. I've never worked at because you can't find any information. If you look at the address on the website and everything, it doesn't match anywhere in like it's their address doesn't exist. It's really dodgy, but it's fine. I mean, I've got a couple of records by them, but I don't know who they are and what they're doing, or does it sound good anyway?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got a couple of their records as well. I've got this here, which is really hard to find.
Well, it got only 4 songs, so it's more like an EP. It says yeah, self-titled album. Ali Farka Toure captured the rhythm on his career. Yeah, it's basically a folk with electric guitar, so a little bit jangly, but very accessible. And what else? Oh yeah, this one I already showed. And Desmond Decker was actually in the same bin. So early ska.
I can't find the record that I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I don't know where it's filed.
This one also, yeah, reminds me of when I discovered the ska with names like Max Romeo, the Dennis Alcap, the Trojan label, and Desmond Decker because of this song, "The Israelites." That was a sort of popular in the late '60s.
The Israelites is basically the song that launched reggae. Full stop. You
Yeah.
think about it,
Yeah.
it's such a masterpiece of a song. It's just
This
it's
one which I
My Boy Lollipop.
this one which I found at Ortadis, I was so glad because it's not I never saw even in Den Bosch, and
You remind me of pulling it out. Actually, I need to listen to it.
it's not there, right? It's not the Dare era. It's more experimental. Yeah.
It's I look.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got yourself a copy as well. Look at that.
No, well, I've had this for 15 years or something. I don't know exactly when I bought this, but it was a long time ago. And I didn't pay anything for anything for mine. But this here is a cool Human League. That's the first.
I agree. That's the true album. Yeah.
Yeah, with Circuits of Death and Being Boiled, and no, Being Boiled is on the 7-inch, almost medieval. Yeah, but this here is very sort of
Cocteau Twins.
almost abstract. It's got it's very experimental kind of. You would, if you played this to someone and said, "Guess what band this is?"
You will never say Human League. Yeah.
They would never be able to guess. That's not possible.
Never say Human League. Yeah.
But I've not played for a long time, so thank you. I will. Thanks to your input. It's like with Jamel Alam. I'm going to leave this out and play it again. There's just the sort of stuff that I'd like to listen to again.
What else did I listen to? Of course, of course. Okay, let's let's brag a little bit.
Who are these? Who are these people? I've never heard of them.
One of the most important, really. Yeah. Okay, I will be totally fair. I'm discovering the band. I'm not an expert by any means, and I'm catching up with their back catalog. And I have to say that Joe Gotti, that I listening to online, I don't have a physical copy. It's probably my favorite so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say as well that or music as the right to children. I mean, but Joe Gaddy is incredible.
Joe, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's but this what you've got there is basically a rewrite of Joe Gaddy in some way. It's got the same sort of atmosphere. I haven't bought it myself.
mm,
I haven't got it.
yeah. It's less the
And
analog. I don't. I was thinking German and trying to speak English at the same time doesn't work. Uh, less less obvious in this record, and everything was what the band was famous for: repetitive melody and little bit less. Yeah, on the whole album.
I don't know
Um,
why they put their name so big in the middle of the cover. I just, it's just, I,
to piss off Monsieur Vinyl, maybe. Okay.
it's just, I don't know. They could have because if you look at Gio Gaddy and Music as the Right to Children, they've got a beautiful picture, and
Yeah, that's right.
it's just,
Pictures inside on the inner sleeves are really great though.
mm, yeah.
But I'm not pinup. I'm not a long term nerd or fan, whatever. So
But you do have a lot of questions.
nobody's perfect. And
Ah,
as some yeah some little folky records. That's Mike Final Spiral recommended to me. Stumble upon it. City Sisters. So yeah, those are basically Buddy Pryor, who was the leading singer of Still I Span, one of the iconic band revival folk English folk music, folk rock, and and June Tabor. She was on Topic label, so her both voice blending. It's a nice little folk album with Martin Carty. You have La Creme de la Creme of the folk. It's an album for it's not an essential I would say if you want to tackle this topic with Fairport, David Graham, or Pentangle, probably. But yeah, I'm a folk nerd. What can I do? This one, I'm so glad to have found this one. It might sound silly, but probably my favorite Eurythmics album because I'm so tired of Sweet Dreams. You know, was aired 4 times a day on the French radio station in the 90s. But
still a
this
great
one,
song.
Sweet
Still a great
Dreams.
song.
Yeah, it is. But when it's aired on RTL2, RTL Dude, 4 times a day, you get a little bit sick at times. And I had this compilation with I showed you that I had to trade because was the wrong record. Was some collaboration with a guy from Cluster and and this one, which is really krautrock esque, spacey. Connie Plank shaped the sound of so many artists such as Ultravox and on the album, and he did it on this album as well. And Holger Shukai plays, and that's
I'm gonna
wonderful.
I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna take
Okay,
it out.
that's the
I'm listening.
thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. Okay, yeah. No,
You
it's
know, I was the other day. I don't know. I think it was a French video that I made. Hang on, where is it? Or maybe
yeah.
I'm confusing in my head. But I was talking about a record with uh, here. Talking about this record here by Hunters and Collectors, and that's a Connie Plank. That's an Australian sort of no wave record, and it's also a Connie Plank production. There you go. um, recorded. This is an Australian band, but they're just recorded in, and it gives the record the whole personality. Really, it's very interesting. Hunters and Collectors, very well known here in Australia.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, Connie Plank,
Connie Blank.
he was everywhere.
I'm a sucker for those English folk rock bands, so don't don't come too often to my channel. Yeah. No, we did a couple of we were into
Or 3 or 5 or 72.
yeah, we were into this rabbit hole, and I'm still into this, but I think it's interesting. And I recently talked just be there were two tourists from the UK in Toronto, and I just talked to them, and the girl went like, "Hey, I'm into music myself," and I'm talking about that, and she had no idea. She was probably in her 30s, and she had no idea about
Of course,
who David
she's
Graham.
some weirdo that comes to her and says, "Oh, do you know about the band Trees?"
No, I didn't mention trees. I did mention Fairport Convention. I did mention
Like, you know this band
Pentangle.
called Trees? You know this band called? I'm just, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
making fun.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know.
Have you know, are you a fan of Stand Up by Jethro Tull? Or are they, as Monsieur Vinyl called him, Jethro Tull? J- I'm not kidding. That's what they call him. Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it was Jethro Tull. Jethro.
Just how do you say it correctly? Jethro
Jethro.
Tull.
He was an agricultural genius. It's the name of a worker, of a peasant, of a farmer, Jethro Tull, from the Middle Ages. That's where they took their name from. And we have Gerhard from Austria, aus Österreich.
Aus Österreich. Guten Morgen.
Servus.
Genau, servus. We won't switch to German because I won't lost the 8 remaining people who are watching.
Servus.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Servus. Yeah.
Do
they play Austria in the World Cup? No.
Yeah, they are. They're still qualified. They're in
okay.
They are.
In the 50s, they were nicknamed das Wunder Team. I will always find a great nickname, das Wunder Team, the Miracle Team, whatever.
Yeah, they're playing against. Let me see, Spain. Good luck, Austria.
Spain.
Yeah, they're playing against Spain on Friday.
A weak European nation against another not that in good shape. That's my feeling. The European team are pretty weak, I guess, except France. And I'm not saying that because I'm French.
Stop that now. But I think England's pretty good too. I think. No idea.
No idea. So, and yeah, a good surprise. Sticking to the vinyl record topic. That's another gift from Philo. So I was really blessed. So this one, which is a Vangelis collaboration.
From the Mamas and the Papas.
Okay. How can I? Yeah. And I listened to in a row Earth, and in this one, and yeah, it's pretty esoteric, pretty. I really like this work, that just be between the Aphrodite child and the career he made as a film score composer. The album Earth, oh my God, is a superb prog word album, and this one is a great thing. It continues you a little bit. Do you know about this one?
I've never heard that one. No, no.
Okay, yeah.
For me, Vangelis, I love Earth, but I don't know. Have you ever heard the Dragon?
No, no,
Do you know them? Do you know that record? Those records? They're just here.
nope, nope.
Oh my god, those are some of my favorite. Um, yeah, I'll show you. Let me show. So I've got Earth there, which
Yeah.
is just That's I found this in Besançon for €5 years ago. In the same days, I found the Mogola records in the shop in Besançon for next to nothing. But that's not the discussion of today. There's these two records. This is, to me, it's premium Vangelis. I love this. The Dragon. So it's two tracks where Vangelis mixes electro prog with his Greek roots, sort of like very sort of Middle Eastern violin on it. So it's got Jean-Luc Ponty, I think, on the session.
Okay.
No, it's Michel Ripoche. Excuse me, it's not Jean-Luc Ponty, but very similar. So you got three songs: The Dragon, Stuffed Aubergine, and Stuffed Tomato, and it's kind of like a European UK collaboration, recorded, and it was a BYG record, and in the same session they did this one too, which is called Hypothesis, and you'll see the pictures at the back. It's basically the same picture twice. And they're part one and part two of the same session. But this one is the better one. The Dragon is fucking amazing. It's just like this kind of sort of Eastern jam session that just goes on and on with lots of really funky keyboards, and it's just a really, really nice record. And once upon a time, when I bought this, probably like 15-ish years ago, you could find this record everywhere. Like there was a time where you could find it was very easy to get, and now it's probably a bit less. 1971, both of those. Hypothesis is not as good as the Dragon. Look at the comment from the Breakfast King of Loyola. You can highlight him.
Okay, I think probably the reason is this record is not cheap any longer. It's because it's on the Vertigo. Maybe no.
No. It's on. These are on Charlie Records. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Which was like a UK.
Yeah, you told. Yeah, because we don't say aubergine over here. We say eggplant, but that's only for the joke.
Well, we say eggplant here in Australia too. We don't say aubergine is a very English term.
No, it's a very French term. Aubergine.
No. Aubergine. Aubergine is what they call eggplants in the UK. It's very. But I know what you're saying. It's French, but the vegetable is called that in the UK. They call it aubergine.
They also say courgette in the UK.
Courgette,
we say zucchini over here.
We say zucchini as well here as well. Yeah. But it's
Edinburgh.
Hey, I've had those for, I don't know, I can't even remember when I bought those. Probably, I want to say maybe 15 years back.
So that's 15 British pounds. So that's $30 Canadian, roughly. Okay,
Great.
if I stumble upon a copy for $30, I will.
Since you're on Vangelis, this is fucking great too.
Oh yeah.
And this Heaven and Hell is really good too. Vangelis stuff.
La petite fille de la mer. These songs kills me every time. Kills me every time I hear.
And this Vangelis record. No, I'm just kidding.
No, just show this one. Just show this one because I bought a copy of this one last year. That's a Canadian record.
Yeah.
John Mills Cockrell, prog, electronic prog with bagpipes or with saxophone. No,
with saxophone, yeah, yeah.
saxophone. Yeah, not with
But
bagpipes. Yeah.
with I was going to say with Vangelis, I will say maybe my favorite Vangelis is the Blade Runner soundtrack, but because I love the movie as well, because the movie is so incredible and it's just it's so much of a part of the atmosphere in the movie. It's incredible. Like the Blade Runner soundtrack, which I've got there somewhere, it's under my soundtrack thing. It's just it kills me. It's just beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my father he bought a CD. I think it was a comp or a greatest hit, and so I don't know the whole album, but yeah, La Petite Fille de la Mer for sure. I remember Pulsar and yeah, Conquest of Paradise when it came out. I was very
Mm,
very young. I remember. It's not classical music, but for and I was maybe 8 or 9 years, whatever. And to me, it was like, oh, that's something like symphonic and
yeah,
yeah,
in Austrian German, they say melanzane, which is the Italian name, which doesn't surprise me because they're bordering on Italy, so that's a normal kind of uh, take on the.
I'm just thinking of the right German word for aubergine.
Isn't it aubergine? No, aubergine.
Ich glaube schon.
Yeah.
I think
Mm,
so. Only
yeah.
guessing. You know what happened today? Speaking of culture difference, I was about to order this slice of pizza. You know, they just cook it. You know, and they put it on them in front of you, so it's already done.
Mm,
And I was pointing a pizza with some bell peppers and mushrooms, and I said, I want this one with pepperoni. And she was like, pepperoni, that's the only one. That's the one with the Italian sausage.
mm,
And I was like, oh, I had this blackout because in Switzerland, bell pepper is called pepperoni,
yeah.
and in Germany, paprika.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's yeah. It just sometimes it's you're thinking about the same thing but with a different name. Yeah,
yeah, oh, okay.
can I, mm, yeah. But Blade Runner is a whole package. I think it's one of my favorite films ever. It's just the movie is gorgeous. The soundtrack is they just go together so well. I mean, it's I can't stress how much this is a masterpiece. But yeah, it's they're almost intertwined, in some way. Um, mm,
Yeah, I recently watched a video about a guy who's his channel called Piano Jazz something, and he was utterly complaining about the quality of the film score, the lack of not genius, the lack of everything. You know, he say everything is like everything flat. It's like
yeah,
the director asks, no, don't add too much notes. Don't you know? So it's it's without any taste. So
yeah,
yeah,
um, yeah. I will say yes. I did like the sequel. I've seen it a couple of times. I saw it when it came out of the movies. It's yeah, it's quite different, and but I well, yeah, it's not the original movie, obviously, but there's elements of it that I quite like and quite liked, and
what is
I
what is this movie about? About sorry.
Blade Runner. Have you seen Blade Runner? Do you know Blade Runner, the original one? Do
Yeah,
you?
the 82 movies. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but this the sequel.
Well,
What is this?
it takes on the same themes. The Blade Runner was all about this idea of the replicants, which is humans, um, well, robots kind of replacing you, like almost like AI, basically. And in the second one, it's because in the original one, Harrison Ford, well, Deckard and Rachel, uh, well, seemingly they have a child, and that child is a half a replicant, half, and that's the sequel with the
Yeah.
child.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I see. Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's sort of I think it's with Ryan
Gosling.
was it Gosling, yeah.
Yeah.
He's really good, and there's this moment where he goes home and his girlfriend is just an AI, and he just talks to, like, it seems very real. It's yeah, and then yeah, Harrison Ford makes a cameo and he comes back at the end, and no, it's really good, but
Mhm.
it's not to the level of the first one. What does Sean think? He doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's. I mean, this year, because I don't buy records so much, I'm very much more of a movie buff. I've watched something like 65 movies this year already. Like we're in June.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of movies, either at the cinema or at home. Um, Kind of excited because today we've got a new TV coming.
Okay.
Yeah, because our TV died, not died, but the sound doesn't work anymore. It's an old TV, so got a newer, bigger TV. I just love watching movies and just getting back into film. Not as good as the OG, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it did go deep in human emotions. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, so just rewatching some movies. On Monday, I rewatched Un homme et une femme, a great
60s.
yeah,
Yeah.
with Anouk Aimée and Jean-Louis Trintignant.
Trintignant. Yeah.
Lelouch.
Directed by Lelouch. Music by.
Yeah, and there's Pierre Barou in the movie as well, who composed most of the. Who I don't know if you know this, but the soundtrack from Un homme et une femme funded Sarava, the label. Did you know this? Did
No.
you?
No. No.
So
No.
Pierre Barou, he's the founder of Sarava Records, who then produced Brigitte
Then
Fontaine and
Areski. Yeah. Yeah.
Araski,
Yeah.
and lots of artists. Francis, not Francis Bébé, Pierre Akendengue. There's so many great artists on Sarava.
Yeah.
Anyway, what happened was Pierre Barou composed the soundtrack. The film was so big that he got a lot of royalties, and with those royalties, he funded Sarava Records.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Anna Femme is directly responsible for. In fact, I'll show you something. It's here. I've got it here somewhere. Give me a second.
Yeah, and this song was massively used in commercials in every
Yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, very. Yeah, that's
For those who doesn't know,
yeah. For those who don't know,
Un homme et une
Yeah.
femme.
I don't have that many soundtracks, but I can't find it. Just keep talking, and I'll be
Yeah.
there shortly with you. I have.
So it was founded in '69, and in the Comme à la radio is that one of the first ever release on this one?
Well, I don't know what was the first release
Because
but
Un homme et une femme is 68, I think.
no, I think it's 66 maybe. There's Blade Runner. There you
Blade
go.
Runner. Too late.
Un homme et une femme. I've lost it. I've got a soundtrack that's gone missing completely. I don't know where it's gone. It is missing from my
from your collection.
soundtracks here. It's like when I thought that everything was filed correctly, well, it's not. But I wanted to show you something on the soundtrack, but I can't. It seems that I can't find the soundtrack, or it's stuck somewhere and I can't see it. Anyway, there's a
But
song
speaking,
on there. There's a
but
song on
speaking,
there. If you look, there's a song on there called Samba Sarava. Sarava. Ah, I know. Where is it here?
yeah, it's really one of those records I never saw over here. I mean, not in Montreal,
There it is.
and
Sorry.
yeah.
I know where I can't find it because it was in another section. Here. This movie, if you've never seen this movie, it's just an amazing. It's just a tremendous movie. What a! It's one of my favorites ever. And you look,
Samba Sarava. Baden Powell. Okay, Pierre Barou. Okay.
so
Huh.
that's where he took the name for the label. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Huh.
And Pierre Barou appears in the movie. There he is. Is Pierre Barou there? Because he's the husband of. Because you know the story of this movie. Do you know? You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
goes on?
yeah. It's about infidelity. Yeah.
Not really. No, no. It's about they're both of them. Their husband or their wife is dead. They're both widows.
Yeah,
Widow,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
she was married to this musician, to Pierre Barou, in the
Hmm.
movie. That she thinks of him. It's got lots of flashbacks about him. Yeah, but 66. There you go.
Yeah.
66. It won just about everything. It's easy soundtrack to get. It's not the greatest sound, but it's nice Brazilian music. Very very bouncy. It's good. Yeah. So John Kay. John Kay's Forgotten Song. I know about this album, John Kay. I know John Kay. Wasn't John Kay in Steppenwolf or something? John Kay? Is that what? Wasn't he?
Steppenwolf, the Canadian classic rock band, probably.
Yeah, I think John Kay was in originally in Steppenwolf. Was that just? Do I just invent this? I'm just checking this as we're talking. Steppenwolf.
I'm not a big
Uh,
Steppenwolf.
yeah, yeah, John Kay. I'm always right. I was not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Um, and otherwise, whilst because we're talking about the World Cup before, and I think it's worth
Did.
mentioning that the World Cup inspires my music playing sometimes. Sometimes I'm watching games and I'm like, so
The
I'm
greatest.
I'm really really excited about Cabo Verde, Cabo Verde as they call it, Green Cape, Cap Verde, and that sort of made me play my Cabo Verde records.
Yeah.
This is Black Power. Make me big for a second. I'll show you some records. These are cool. Black Power. So this is Mornas and Coladeras. So these are the two dance style of the island. They're sort of like very rhythmic. It's like they're equivalent to like I don't know samba or whatever, or sega or maloya. They've got Mornas and Caladeras. These guys, they were just a bit like James Brown meets Cape Virgin music. I bought this in Portugal the first time I went, and I bought this the second time I went to Portugal. This is Fundo de Mare Palinha. This really 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 punchy Cape Virgin music as well. I bought this last time I went to Portugal, actually. Very cool. And then I was playing this too, which was not cheap. Evolução Africa, Mongole. I don't know what one is in Portuguese, but that's a band from Cap Verde, from Cabo Verde. Cabo Verde. Mongole. There you go. Lisbon, Portugal. See this guy here, Luis Moraes, He's the absolute legend of Cape Verdean music. He's the kind of Jacques Brel, the Paul McCartney. There we go. Sorry, I'm just
No, it's nice. You mentioned Maloya, so
yeah. It's kind of like the Maloya of the country. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I think it's time to maybe to hit the button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah,
yeah, we've made
I
it.
haven't had lunch yet, so and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's midnight
Okay,
over
well,
here.
yeah. Thank you everyone for following and watching. Thank you to Sean and to
Yeah,
Gerhard and
Gerhard, Sean, Breakfast King of Loyola. Yeah, it was. We
yeah,
had average of 10 people, which is okay. Yeah,
yeah,
during a week. So
and the others. But these are the ones that are most involved. Thank you for having the live.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, yeah,
sorry.
you just missed. Yeah, but we. I think it's time to. We won't do 5 hours today, and have a nice Canada Day. Have a nice Independence Day. Our friend in the US, and which is Saturday, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care, everyone.
See ya.
Bye bye.